Hello and welcome to the No Name Prayer Podcast. I am your host Monica, and today we're going to read from the Manual for Spiritual Warfare. The devil fears those who pray. My dear brothers and sisters, not only is prayer very powerful, even more, it's of the utmost necessity for overcoming the enemies of our salvation. Look at all the saints. They weren't content with watching and fighting to overcome the enemies of their salvation and with keeping well away from all that could offer them temptation. They passed their whole lives in prayer. Not only the day, but very often the whole night as well. Yes, my dear children, we watch over ourselves and all the motions of our hearts in vain, and in vain we avoid temptation if we don't pray. If we don't continually resort to prayer, all our other ways will be of no use at all to us and will be overcome. We won't find any sinner converted without turning to prayer. We won't find one persevering without depending heavily on prayer. Nor will we ever find a Christian who ends up damned, whose downfall didn't begin with a lack of prayer. We can see too how much the devil fears those who pray, since there's not a moment of the day when he tempts us more than we are at prayer. He does everything he possibly can to prevent us from praying. When the devil wants to make someone lose his soul, he starts out by inspiring in him a profound distaste of prayer. However good a Christian he may be, if the devil succeeds in making him either say his prayers badly or neglect them altogether, he's certain to have that person for himself. Yes, my dear brothers and sisters, from the moment that we neglect to pray, we move with big steps towards hell. We'll never return to God if we don't resort to prayer. These are the writings of Saint John Vianney. The only thing that came to my mind my mom came to my mind, her words really. She would always say to me, when you don't feel like praying, that's when you have to pray the hardest. Or when you don't feel like going to church, that's when you should really get to church. And she's right. The desire to not pray, the desire to not talk to God, does not come from God. It comes from the enemy. The enemy doesn't want you to talk to God. He doesn't want you to be close to God. He doesn't want you to believe in God. He doesn't want you to love God. So any desire that you're feeling or lack of motivation to pray, to talk to God, remember, that's the enemy keeping you away from your Father, keeping you away from good things, keeping you away from His love, keeping you away from His mercy. And God is always waiting to give us everything that I just mentioned and more. So, when you don't feel like praying, honestly, it doesn't have to be a long prayer. When my kids were small, I used to struggle to sit down and pray because they always wanted my attention. I couldn't focus. I couldn't dedicate quiet time. Working, just doing so many different things and all types of, activities. And I was teaching religious ed at church and serving and women's ministry, and it was just too much. I didn't have the time just for myself to sit in the quiet. What I used to do I used to include God throughout my day and anything that I can think of. Even if I was driving and I was looking for a parking spot, I would say, Lord, please help me find a parking spot. Or, I would just talk to him about little things that people might say, that's so stupid. Why are you? Well, because I'm trying to include him in my day. That was my way of keeping Christ in my thoughts and in my actions. I hope that you find little ways to keep God in your day as well. I am very happy that you are listening. I'm very happy that you're here. I thank you, and I will pray for you. I pray that you find a moment, or that you just, talk to him throughout the day. Talk to him about whoever made you upset, and be honest with him. Have some honest conversations with him. He will love that. The one thing that I've learned, and I know I was about to say bye, but the one thing that I've learned is that when my prayers are honest, I get so much out of it. And my prayers are not, sometimes they're like just beautiful words and, but I'm not an eloquent speaker. I don't talk with, these huge words, and I say what I say what I feel, and that's it. And when I speak to God, I'm pretty much just telling him whatever's on my mind. I told you guys I argued with him when he told me to start a podcast. That's because you have to be honest when you're speaking to him. I think honesty is one of the best things to have in a relationship, right? Well, try it. See how it goes for you. Anyway, you guys have a great day. Have a blessed day. Pray for me and I will pray for you. Thanks for listening. And please check out my website at nonameprayer.com. I'm very excited. So please take a look. Subscribe to the newsletter. And let me know what you think.